All right, I'm gonna try and take you guys on a short little field trip, see how it works. I tried this a little bit earlier, and for some reason the video cut off at like 1 minute. So we're gonna go outside of the planetarium hall. This is gonna be a little bit different from what I would do normally because I want you to figure out these trees on your own and not me give you the answers. So this first tree here is one that we looked at earlier, and it's got seeds kind of in clusters, and I wanted to show you. Here's the leaf. Here's a really good example of a seed. Okay, so we talked about this earlier in our tips on identifying trees. We said that this shape is what you see on a Canadian flag. We even gave the specific species of this tree. All right, so go look it up. All trees that have this type of helicopter seed, sometimes they're shaped a little bit differently, are going to belong to the same genus, okay, of that tree, which we had gone over in class yesterday. So this next tree here, and I don't want to blind you because the sun's behind it, is the tallest tree on campus, I think. You can see it from the student parking lot. It has acorns. This is usually when I ask you guys to climb up and grab acorns for me. There's some right there. Let me see if I can get them and I'll bring them down. Okay. Whoop. All right. There's an acorn. It's not in focus, but I'm going to pull it off really quick. Sorry, hopefully you didn't get a shot of my leg. All right, so here's the acorn. We talked about all trees that have acorns are all the same type of genus. This is the leaf that belongs to that tree. It's not a super great example of a leaf of it because it's kind of curled at the bottom. This part of the leaf, let's see if I can put it in my hand. You can see it a little bit better. The part that attaches the blade of the leaf to the tree is called the petiole, and on this leaf it is always really, really short. That last tree that we looked at, well, the first tree we looked at has a really long, it's called a petiole. So here's the acorn. We're going to go the next several trees in a row all have acorns. We all said that all trees with acorns are the same genus. This tree is really kind of neat because one of its identifiable features is that the front of the leaf is really dark green and the back of the leaf is a really white color. And so the scientific name of this, and I'm going to spell it too, is Quercus bicolor, Quercus, bicolor, bi meaning two, color meaning color, and it's named after the fact that the front and the back of the leaf is very different from each other. Now this has an acorn too, but I was having a hard time reaching them. Oh, here's one. I think I pulled it down earlier. So this shape of acorn and this shape of acorn, like I had said, the acorns are going to help you to identify what species of tree this is. I consider this kind of like a tall, skinny acorn. This is actually, some of the other ones are even skinnier than this. And this one's kind of like a short, fat acorn. The cap obviously covers a lot of the seed. And here, most of the acorns of this tree, the cap takes up about 1/3 of the tree. So the Quercus bicolor has this shape leaf, that shape acorn. All right. We're gonna go, the sprinkler is on. So we're gonna go to this next tree. These next two trees also have acorns. Now, if I back up a little bit, one person in one of my classes had an oak tree that they planted in their backyard. And oak trees are huge when they grow to like their mature size. Like they're meant for kind of parks. So this tree here, squirrels love it. It's got acorns. One thing you want to be careful about is if you find an acorn underneath the tree, because maybe you don't want to jump, you just want to make sure, because squirrels move things, that that same shape of acorn is up inside the tree, okay? And this one is. So this is the leaf, this is the acorn. One thing that you can search when you're identifying trees is a distinguishing characteristic. So we know it's an acorn, right? We said all trees with acorns are oak trees. So one thing you could search is oak tree with pointy leaves, and then Google image search that, because this is definitely a different shape than the other tree. You could Google image search that, and it'll help you to identify this oak tree. All right, we're gonna do one more tree, try and avoid the sprinkler. And then we'll be done for this video. I don't wanna make it too long. So this tree is over by the baseball practice something. And if you ever own this tree, you probably hate it. I have a lot of students that have had it. They're actually kind of a common landscaping tree. And it's because they throw down these seeds that make a gigantic mess. So here's the seed. And if you just Google image search spiky ball seed tree and find this exact kind of seed pod, I don't know why it's not focusing very well, you're gonna get the name of this tree, because this is a very distinguishing characteristic of the tree. It's like focusing on the bark. Anyways, when the leaves of this tree are kind of star-shaped, this is called a, I think it's like a palmate, because like all the veins come off of this one point right here. So it's kind of like star-shaped. And then the green parts of the seed look like this. Okay? All right, so just make sure that when you're looking at the tree, like this next tree right here, it has seeds that look like beans, like bean pods, and the leaves are compound leaves. That when you're Google image searching, that you're using that defining characteristic, that unique characteristic about the tree to try and figure out and match it to what you actually see. All right.